Guys, I'm sorry. I'm setting things up here. Kind of forgot that the delay doesn't really delay me at all. Although I am a little bit delayed here. I would have liked to have everything set up and ready to go. I was under the impression that we started at 8. That's my bad. My apologies. A little bit flustered here. And trying to get everything sorted. Probably should have just put on the overlay for pre-roll. Anyway. Hope that isn't too awkward seeing me just sit there for a while. Not realizing, wait, I pressed live. Anyway, at least it is playing right now. So, what we are doing is the Alpha Pro Series. No, wait, the Alpha. Wait, where is it? It's not on Team. Is it on Team Liquid? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, it is. The Alpha Junior Cup. There we go. We are online, first of all. Alpha X SC2. Alpha X Junior Cup. Bam. Let's just put a happy sign over there. Alright. Et voila. Okay, that should be it. Oh, man. I hope you guys are ready. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the bad introduction here. That's an interesting thing that happened. Alright, that's here, that is here. Misinformation being spread around, fake news, going around town. It's okay, we all have it sorted now. Okay. Okay. Et voila. I always was under the impression that it does start at 8. Like, I think the previous one started at 8 as well, right? No? Huh. Maybe it didn't. Like, it would make sense to start a little bit earlier with the younger players here being a part of it, of course. Although I'm assuming that most of them already are. At least I, at that age, was pretty much already staying up until whatever the time was. But, yeah, what's up? You know what? I probably should make a tweet about this as well. Continuing on, I didn't get to do any prepping now because of this. This is really... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get everything sorted still. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. There it is. I do not like being unprepared. If you ever known that Cub Scout song, "Be Prepared," let me try to find that actually. I just wanna play that right now. I need my "Be Prepared" song. Be prepared. Alright, well, screw that. I'm just tweeting this out. Sorry, bit late. But we are starting. Alpha X Junior Series. Group B. I believe this is the Group B. Oh man. I feel so unprepared now. Alright, anyway. Anyway, you know what? Alright. Series continues. Good luck, good luck. Have fun, have fun. Alright, here we go. Et voila! Donzo! Donzo Dino. Okay. Alright, Emerald Fire versus Cuckoo. I do have a little bit of issue with my arms and hands at the moment. Luckily, I won't need them too much. Because in the first time since, I don't know how many times, or how many days or weeks or whatever, I actually did some sort of working out. I did some bouldering. And, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but I did realize that I have the hands of a baby that has worked in a office all his life and never had to do any manual labor at any point in time. And yeah, I need to grow some calluses. Is that the word? Calluses? Callusi? I don't know. That seems like some weird Game of Thrones thing. Anyway, in the top left side we have a blue Protoss playing for Alpha X. He is the one, the only Arog of Fire. His opponent in the bottom right, in the red, it's our Terran player. Somebody that has come back a couple of times now. He is Cuckoo. Actually, both of these players do play now and again in these tournaments. Really, you know what, fun to see. Already a little bit of familiar faces growing in this group format. Where we have the younger players... It's kind of, well, first of all, we have a couple of the players from Alpha X, of course, they do get a free participation. I believe that 2 players from Alpha X do get free participation. And then there is 2 that join in from the previous time that we played. So whoever won or whoever got the highest places, the 2 highest places, they get in as well. They get invited. And then there's 4 places that are decided by the... open bracket. So anyone that is under the age of 15 or the age of 15 or below, I should say, you're allowed to participate. Just sign up and try your mettle. See what you can do in this tournament. You know, it's a fun thing to do. It adds a little bit of experience to your resume of the esports industry. Maybe a good start for you if you do want to you know, see how far you can go, or maybe if you have some aspirations in the esports scene overall, it could be a pretty good thing for you as well. Anyway, Arog Fire and Cuckoo, as I said before, 2 players that we have that had the pleasure of seeing play a couple of times before. Arog Fire, definitely a very strong Protoss. Cuckoo, definitely a strong Terran as well. I don't think Cuckoo managed to get all too far yet, though, in the final matches that we have seen from him. Oh, we didn't get to see that many of him because he never really got all that far. As soon as they got broadcasted, it might be nerfs, guys, of course. The open bracket doesn't get casted, so it might be a big influence here. As these players, they are the juniors, so nerfs and stuff like that are much bigger deal than it would be for certain veteran players that have been playing this game for a really long time and have been well experienced with the overall scene, getting casted on online events or even offline events, of course, over time. Just like my hands will grow callusi. I don't know the words anymore. Anyway, you're gonna grow the overall layer of protection. You're gonna be okay against it. Anyway, what we're seeing from these 2 players so far is Arog Fire opening up with a Blink build. On the other side, a very standard opening from Cuckoo, going for the 1-1-1 with the expansion here, Reaper opening. He did add a Tech Lab first, though, so he's not adding in any type of Widowmine or Hellion, which usually is the indicator that there is going to be some sort of a little bit of a... oh, he does scout that there is a Tech Lab. He doesn't see the structure on it, though. Wow, I did not expect that to happen. It's a weird scout that he did get there. Anyway, yeah, he's going to go for the siege tank first here, which to me kind of indicates that he is going to attempt to go for a very quick third base, especially because we are not seeing any other gas being taken here yet. Doesn't appear to me like some sort of a quick tech lab push off of the 2 base. Might still happen, of course. You never know. You never know with Cuckoo. He is, after all, a little bit cuckoo. Okay, and there we go. So he is going to attempt a little bit of aggression here with these first initial units. The siege tank is definitely a very strong part in this army. Airlock Fire now whopping in more units at home. Ooh, actually, a marine there. 2 marines, perhaps. Getting killed off. Let's take a look what that was. Yeah, that was 2 marines. Not too shabby. So Airlock Fire really trying to get the most out of these stalkers, even before they have blink, and getting punished there a little bit for it. One stalker does bite the dust. But yeah, of course, Airlock Fire, if he does have very clean control here, he will be able to just keep the siege tank alive, keep the marines healed up as well at the same time. Nice first volley there on the stalkers, and this, you know what, this is looking like it might already be a very good pressure build. Airlock Fire, though, on the other side is adding in that immortal as well. And yeah, a little bit of a stalemate. He's a little bit far away. He's gonna make use of that medevac here to move that siege tank along the line. Trying his best to really set up some form of defense here. And so far, Cuckoo not really making anything else economically wise. It's really just committing to this pretty heavily. 3 bunkers being thrown down. It's going to make it a lot more difficult for potential zealots, of course, to come in here with that nice chug. But there's not that many zealots to begin with anyway. The charge is on the way. It's almost ready, but still need a bit to go. The Ro8 facility gets knocked out as well. So only a single immortal is going to be able to try and deal with these 3 siege tanks, actually, it has grown to right now. Another barracks being added to this as well. And okay, well, the marines were a little bit out of position there, or at least they were moving to the south. It looks like the siege tanks do get cleaned up because of this, and now, you know what, that is a very good start for Airlock Fire. Definitely worth trying to get himself some breathing room here. Fortunately for him, there is still 1 siege tank remaining. If you can get that one as well, would love to see him target that one down with the Immortal. The Immortal, though, targeting the bunker. You know what? Also a pretty valuable target now that it did get killed off. But yeah, that siege tank, of course, definitely going to be wailing away. Oh, that is unfortunate. Alright, the Stark's now trying to deal with the Liberator here. And most of the attack now kind of relies heavily upon the shoulders of those Marines. The worker count overall for Airlock Fire definitely still very favorable for him, but well, he's still on the edge here. Is he gonna overextend on that bunker? He might just... No, I don't think he will anymore. I think this is a pretty much done and dealt with attack here. Airlock Fire, surprisingly, considering how long that attack lasted, he traded pretty okay, considering that he does have that 3rd base going. And Cuckoo's still on the 2 base. Nothing else really happening there. I do say that it was a little bit unfortunate that the Ro8 did get taken out, so it's going to be difficult for Airlock Fire now perhaps to really move across the map here and finish off his opponent, because of course you can't make a War Prism now that that has been destroyed, the Ro8. Looks like he still is going to attempt it though. Commits with those zealots, does kill for another siege tank. That took us off quite a couple of zealots though, but overall, not a trade that he cannot afford. Was it favorable? Well, probably not right now, but you know what, keeping that siege tank count low might be actually worth it a little bit, right? It's something that gets exponentially so much more scary once those siege tanks just keep growing in numbers. they definitely start that pack a very, very mean bunch as soon as they start to pretty much one-shot once you have enough of them. Cuckoo realizing that he still needs to get something done here. No, actually, he's just gonna go for the surround. Gonna force these dogs to blink away, and there it is. A nice interception, actually. This is gonna get himself 2 extra, maybe 3. Yeah. Oh, that was close. Almost getting all 3 of them. A pretty brainy move there by Cuckoo. Coming in from the side. And here is the final maneuver, it looks like, for Cuckoo. All the eggs in the same baskets here. Under the cover of one single siege tank. There was no observer that scouted this. I mean, these zealots are rotating around to potentially try and find either expansions or try to find economic damage in the base of Cuckoo. Well, he's not going to find economic damage in the base of Cuckoo because Cuckoo's already pretty much destroyed his own economy here. Oh my god, the siege tank gets picked off. That is absolutely massive. Now, another big thing here is, of course, there's no such thing as AoE damage right now. The force fields are absolutely massive though. There's still quite a lot of force fields here as well, so Cuckoo needs to find another way around here. But the observer is going to be able to just see this army rotate here, and yeah, Airrock Fire should be absolutely perfectly fine. Just making a couple of force fields here as well. SCV's now trying to get close, but again, stricken down by those force fields. Cuckoo attempting to potentially go for a 2-pronged attack here. Going in on one side and on the other side at the same time. A full surround. It looks like half of the army is under the influence of those force fields though, so they are having a hard time trying to micro backwards with the rest of the army here at the bottom. Will it be enough though? The bottom side looks like it might be able to win out just barely if it keeps microing backwards here. But the army at the top absolutely devastated, and yeah, it's just not gonna be enough there. Unfortunately, Airrock Fire taking a game number 1 here. A lovely start for a lovely evening of StarCraft 2. Airrock Fire showing once again that he's a, you know what, a Protoss opponent to be reckoned with. Not one to be taken lightly, that's for sure. Next map will be Triton. And, you know what, Triton? I think it's a pretty good map for Terran. It's a pretty good map, right? There's quite a nice couple of ramp areas and just locations where you can put your siege tanks relatively easily, defending 3 bases. I think it might be easier, actually, than Simulacrum. But then again, I mean, so far Cuckoo, in that one game, didn't really want to do the macro game. It looked like maybe he will in this time around. Who knows, maybe that was just for that map specifically. Maybe it was to put the fear of God into Airrock Fire overall. Who knows, who knows. Anyway, continuing onwards. Continuing onwards with the series. Now, for those of you who are new to the Alpha X Junior Championships, we are playing this in a GSL kind of format. So we have groups of 4 people. And 2 of these people will advance to the playoffs, the semi-finals basically. And that will happen, of course, next Saturday. Where 2 of these players will be facing off against 2 of the players from the other bracket as well. The other group, I should say. Anyway, in the bottom right side we have the red Protoss player. He is Airrock Fire. Representing Alpha X there in the top left side, we have the blue Terran player. He is Cuckoo. Representing Cosmos Esports. He is being a little bit cheeky here, heading to barracks on the other side of the map. Now, this is something I believe that we did see Cuckoo do. Actually, was this Cuckoo? I think it might have been where he did send those barracks into the main base of his opponent. This was in a TVT though. This time around it will be in a TVP. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be, in fact, 2 tech labs being added onto those barracks. He's going to be producing marauders inside the base of his opponent here. This is a staple build of his on Triton. Me and my ridiculous idea of macro really should never really underestimate the power of Cuckoo on Triton. Here we go, there's the 2 barracks now floating on over. The second one is 2 tech labs being created. Now, Arrow Fire, I'm not sure how aware he is of the situation overall. He knows that there's a barracks missing. He's not really rotating around with his probe to try and find it anyway. Maybe it still might be somewhere at the front. Well, the other base, it might still be somewhere down here, of course. Oh, excuse me. Or even somewhere behind the mineral line here. It's hard to say. It might just be a little bit of a mind game. But yeah, if it was, it would definitely be working right now, because Arrow Fire adding in 2 shield batteries here. They're on potentially the wrong side of the fence. It's going to be difficult for them to really make something happen here. The Marauders, now 3 of them. Oh my god, there it is, now being revealed here. Concussive Shell is completed as well, and here they go, microing away. I think they want to go as far to the right as possible to avoid anything else. What is Miguel doing? Okay, well, he did another message afterwards. Whoops. Anyway, it looks like the Marauders pretty much dealt with here. Not too much damage being done, so yeah, that is a bit that's a bit underwhelming, anticlimactic, you could say. I mean, they're still making Marauders, but it looks like Arrowfire is just so confident that he will hold this that he's not even using probes anymore over there. I mean, now he's sending them back, but there we go. There we go. That's how you deal with it. Looks not too hard to do. And Cuckoo has to rotate those 2 barracks back across the map here to try and salvage this situation. I mean, Arrowfire didn't expand because of this, which is a little bit of a benefit for Cuckoo. He only went for the proxy 2 racks, but still Marauders are pretty expensive units. And there's quite a gas investment as well in the early parts of the game. So overall, it's kind of hard to say whether or not that was worth it or not. I'd say you pretty much, whenever you're doing anything like that, you just want to straight up win the game with a attack like that. Didn't happen, so it's a bit rough situation here for Cuckoo, and Arrowfire seems to be aware, moving his stalkers across the map here, even having a wall prism as well. A probe scouting out that the barracks have landed once again on the right side of the map here, so he should be aware that something is going to be hitting his base relatively soon. And a wonderful targeting on top of that. Tac Lab is going to be able to force Cuckoo out of the game. GG's. And Arrowfire will be our first victor of the series today.
Missile ready.
There we go. There we go. Lovely stuff there, Mr. Arrowfire. Valiant effort from Cuckoo. Unfortunately, it got scouted and it got knocked over. That means we will be having Arrowfire proceeding into the winners match, and Cuckoo is going to be heading over to the loser match. So Cuckoo not out of it completely yet, guys. If you are a Cuckoo fan, definitely hang around. Might still make a comeback here, of course. Cuckoo about the comments when Miguel typed his Was a little bit uncomfortable, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It is fine. A lovely guy. And guys, of course, let me just do a quick shout out to G Fuel, which is the official drink of esports since 24. Well, wait, that doesn't work like that, does it? 24? 2004 is the proper way to say it. I'm so 2020 now. Anyway. G Fuel has been providing top gamers like PewDiePie and Dr. Disrespect with energy, focus, and endurance. They've just released their new flavor, which is the French vanilla coffee flavor, and which is pretty much a lovely caffeine-filled drink to boost up your awareness and just attentiveness. Anyway, G Fuel adds to our prize pool for each of their quests completed. So if you go to our Matcherino page for this tournament as well, just type !Matcherino and you should get the link and the code as well if you want to help us out a little bit more so than rather than just doing a quest for G Fuel. It would definitely support this tournament. And yeah, that would be lovely, guys. That would be lovely. Anyway, okay, so apparently the next match is gonna have to be delayed a little bit here. Apparently with 10 to 15 minutes, one of the players is incapable of playing right now. He ran a little bit late, so that is unfortunate. Not what we were hoping for, of course, after the amazing start that we had today already. We're gonna have to hope that that gets started pretty soon. Anyway, that means that we are gonna be on a quick break here, guys. I am sorry, but we will be continuing onwards in a little bit. So I'm gonna put the... I'm gonna put a 10-minute timer on the pre-roll, and then we should be good. See whether or not I still forgot to do something there after my initial start. Let me just quickly put 10 minutes on the counter here, and then we will continue. Oh my god. How long is that out? Oh, wow, okay, I'm just not doing anything. Okay, well.
Nuclear missile ready.
Pew! Bam! Oh, there we go. Sorry. You never saw that. You never saw that. Okay, anyway. Wrong overlay there for a moment. I think it's fine. Nothing crazy there. It's fine. Anyway. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Alpha X Junior Championships. Today, we are watching 4 incredibly strong players, of course, as we always are. It's Ghosty, Wannabe Bjorn, Cuckoo, and Erog Fire. There we go. I remembered all the names. Anyway, all of them are playing in the B bracket right now, Group B. Which is where we're at right now, as you can see in the title, which has been correct this entire time. Anyway, we're still waiting for one of our participants. Unfortunately, well, we did get to see the other best of 3, but that one ended a little bit earlier than we had anticipated, perhaps. Or perhaps there is another person that saw the 8 p.m. and thought, alright, we're starting at that time, and that was a little bit of a mixed messaging because that was not the correct time. Anyway, we are still afloat. We are still going strong, guys. It doesn't matter how many punches in the guts we get. We are going to keep going. We're going to bring you some StarCraft 2. It's gonna just take a little bit longer, though. It's just not quite here yet. It will be, I promise you, it will be. But until then, you're kind of stuck with me for a little bit. So, what do we want to talk about? What are the things we need to consider? Some major life questions, perhaps we should be asking ourselves in this situation. I don't know. Wait. Sarek? Did Sarek just change it? I don't know, actually. It said the names as well previously, but not anymore. Anyway. Another thing I lied about, apparently. Or was wrong about. Erog Fire, Cuckoo, and Ghosty. Ghosty and Wannabe Bjorn is gonna be, you know what, probably a very entertaining match. First of all, because it is, of course, TVC, the two of the 3 best races available in StarCraft 2. And Ghosty, one of our previous champions, he actually did manage to win Season 1. I believe he was runner-up, actually, in the Season 2 as well, right? Or at least he got very close. Like, he got kicked from the tournament by the winner at that time, which was Exostriker of Season 2. So, you know what? I don't think that is too bad to get kicked out by somebody like Exostriker. That is just very rough to deal with, of course. Anyway, some other things that did change here. Well, not really changed. It's kind of just the way that we do things. Matillo, one of the players that we saw in Season 2, unfortunately no longer is going to be able to participate. He is, in fact, 16 years old now, which is not really all that interesting anymore for us. No, not eligible anymore for the AX Junior Championships. And there we go. There's Ghosty and there's Cuckoo. 2 of the most strongest, well, young players that I've ever seen in my entirety of my life and my career watching StarCraft 2. Perhaps, you know what? Only bettered truly by Maru. And there we go. Lovely guys as well. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Of course, there is a little bit of a delay, so it's going to take a while. You dropped so much MMR. Well, at least you can laugh about it, right? That is always the good thing. If Erog Fire comes back from dining before Wannabe Bjorn is here. Oh... Wait, what? Wait, what? I need to figure out what is happening. Ghosty, is this... Are we gonna do that? Or are we gonna do something else? I like to be confused. And, alright, yeah, okay. So that's gonna be the thing that we're doing. So, yeah, we're still kind of hoping that Wannabe Bjorn does, of course, participate. We would love to have him here. We already had a little bit of a roster change initially anyway, because of Matillo. And Exostriker, of course, also not being able to participate this time. had to be replaced there by Iro. But yeah, that was last week, so we are no longer in any problems for that one, except for, of course, we won't have extra striker in the playoffs. Will there be an interview when Wannabe Beyond won't come? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Actually, shouldn't we've had a interview as well? No, wait, he didn't advance, did he? Review winners match. There we go. Wannabe Beyond. Well, he should play, right? So we want him to play, but if he doesn't show up before Fire comes back, then we might just go and put Ghosty versus Fire in the winners match, and then maybe we'll let Baby. Wait, I'm sorry, not Baby. Wannabe Beyond be part of the loser bracket. Oh, well, somebody is here. Somebody's here. It might be Wannabe Beyond. It might be Fire. Who knows? One of them is here. So a decision is about to be made. What we're going to be doing. Yet I'm not completely sure yet what we're going to be doing. So keeping it exciting for a little bit longer here. I like that everybody's just going, we want to be beyond WBB. We go to the winner bracket. Okay, so it is going to be Arrow versus Ghosty. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I mean, those are still two very strong players that I love to see play against one another. Ghosty apparently having lost a lot of MMR recently. So that means that, I don't know, maybe he doesn't feel as comfortable. Maybe he doesn't feel as confident. And those are two very important factors, of course, in the game of StarCraft 2. And maybe that's going to be enough here for Fire to take down the previous champion of the AlphaX Junior Championships. I mean, he's been beaten before. I'm not sure if it was by Fire. It was, in fact, by Exo Striker. But the names, they kind of rhyme, don't they? Fire, Striker. Yeah, it's close enough. Anyway. First map will be Triton. It is going to be a ZVP, which is the actual matchup, of course, where Ghosty did lose in against Exo Striker, which is another remarkable similarity. And they never really are in the same room at the same time, so it might be because one lives in Russia and the other in France, but you know, those are coincidences that aren't to be taken lightly. They might be the same person, guys. We don't know exactly until, of course, we interview both of them, which we might already have. And my brain just doesn't like to remember things. That is a possibility. Amnesia. Amnesia from Insomnia. And, yeah, they aren't good things. Anyway, we're starting game number 1 between these two guys. We are hopping right into the winners bracket, or the winners match, I should say. It's not really a bracket if it's just one match, right? Whoever wins this one will be moving onwards into the semi, and then having their shot at the finals. Of course, into the playoffs. Anyway, in the bottom right side, we have a red Protoss player. He goes by the name of Arog Fire. The French Alpha X player. In the top left side, we have a blue Zerg hailing from none other place than Germany, the home of the most creative Zerg in the world. And now, you know what, the most adorable Ghosty. He, you know what, always love hearing from him in interviews. It is absolutely amazing, and I wish nothing but great things for this guy. He is an incredible, friendly spirit and just enthusiastic, and it's just, yeah, a lot of fun to talk to. Anyway, I definitely hope to be seeing him around later on in other tournaments as well. Right, here is the scout. Gonna be seeing that there's not a crazy quick spawning pool here. It's gonna feel a little bit more comfortable. Arrow fire. Adding in immediately a nexus here. Realizing it's safe to do so. On the top left side, we have the spawning pool being spawned in by a drone. Of course, for those of you who do not realize what is happening with Zerg structures, the drone becomes a building. And then the building becomes more drones or Zerglings or whatever. It's crazy. It's like molecular splitting of atoms. It's science, guys. Don't question it. Anyway. Arrow fire. Just hanging about. Wants to see how many Zerglings are perhaps made. How quickly that drone is going to move over to that third base location. Looks like Ghosty might be going for it pretty soon here. He does have a little bit of minerals stacked up, but I believe he is waiting for those Zerglings to pop out as well to immediately force that probe away. There we go. Now he's not going to be able to block it off at all whatsoever. And a good start there for Ghosty. Getting a nice and early third base. Nothing wrong with that. Adapt on the way now though, which is the first initial little bit of aggression that we are actually going to be witnessing here. Ghosty definitely does have all the tools he needs to defend against this. 4 Zerglings, 2 Queens. And actually no Queen in the main there. But Eric Fire playing it safe. Playing it cool. He's just using it once again as a pure scouting force here. As if he... Nope, okay. Seeing the drone count there. Seeing that most of the things that Ghosty is doing is just droning up here. Which means that Arrow Fire is going to be feeling pretty comfortable going for these target units. And attempting to kill as many of those drones as possible. In a short period of time. Supply block there. For both these players actually. You know what? Ghosty a little bit more so, I'd say. Maybe this is part of it. I guess the hatchery is about to finish. There we go. Definitely does help. And now the Overlords are coming in as well. Spore Crawlers were only just now made. As soon as this Overlord right here did see the Oracle. Or maybe it was this one. Anyway, they did see the Oracle immediately. 2 Spore Crawlers on the way. Now, the Oracle's still in a bit of an awkward position. Not really in a... place where it can take advantage of those Spore Crawlers being a little bit late. And it looks like he's never going to be able to really witness that timing there that was available in the main base and to natural. But maybe with his friend here, he might still be able to get some work done, of course. Lay the foundation of the initial victory later on in the game if he gets himself a couple of drone kills here. That is the plan. He's coming in. There's the single queen and the Spore Crawler as we said before. But you know what? Those are still pretty solid drone kills. You know what? 5 kills. There we go. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Not too snappy XD. What's up, dude? Somebody in the chat. Anyway. Always happy when that happens. There's the Forge and the Twilight Council now being thrown down for Arrow Fire as well. Arrow Fire did get himself a third base secured here, right? Now, he's actually ahead in workers, even though it's just a single worker and it's not going to last for very long as there's 7 drones about to be ready. It's still pretty remarkable how quickly this Protoss economy is ramping up here, and he's perfectly fine against all the types of harassment that apparently Ghosty could really throw at him right now. Although Ro8 is about to finish, so that might be liable to change pretty soon as there is quite a bit of minerals stacked up here. Not as much gas though. There's definitely a couple of Overlords for the supply, but no, instead we're seeing 9 more drones being made here, so Ghosty definitely just wants to try and get himself as far ahead, economically speaking, as possible from this point onwards. And I just hope for his sake that that is in fact going to be happening here. 6 links. waiting in the shadows, looking for an opportunity to strike. There is a depth here, and looks like a full wall of there as well. And ooh, nope. Reconsidering his life choices here, the Warperson with the entourage of Protoss units. A couple of Zerglings are going to be nestled into the Overlords here. Overlords, they do have speed in fact as well. +1 just finished up, so this could be a pretty nice little bit of a surprise here, as nothing is inside of the main base. Defensive wise, does Arrowfire have weapons available? And yes, he does. So 2 Zealots should be able to deal with this. Right? Oh my dear, they might not be. I guess it's only 2. Well, 1 was circling. Never mind, he's perfectly able to deal with this. And a Warperson trying to get some stuff done here as well. Being zoned out quite heavily though by those queens. Sorry, I had to cough there a little bit, guys. I don't know what happened, but smidge of the tickle in the throat there. Anyway, coming in again for round number 2. Not yet done with fighting against the Zerg opponents here. It looks like the Oracles as well, still rotating around, looking for opportunities. Might want to go with the rest of the push here. Might want to decide to try and put those 2 together. That Overlord is still here as well. It looked like Ghosty was attempting to put some banelings in there, but potentially used F2 to try and get his entirety of his army to the defense of that potentially incoming attack. There's the 4th base now being established, but it looks like that is going to be a cancel. Not much you can do there. Bit unfortunate for Arrowfire. Did not see that coming. And one thing I would love to see right now is these Oracles just trying to find some sort of a use for them. They have been sitting there, and I mean, it's a good thing that they aren't dead, right? They are still potential units that can be used in the game. But they have been a little bit of a dead supply here, and in fact as well, of course, they do have the energy that is building up right now, so if you aren't using the energy, you're just going to max out that energy, and it's not going to be able to do too much anymore from that moment onward. But here we go. Maybe this is more important. Oh my dear lord. 2 banelings and 12 probes immediately going down. Attempting to do this at the other side of the base as well, at the 3rd base. And they come. Oh my god, that is absolutely devastating. 22 probes going to probe heaven. I hope that is a better place. I hope for them that they do not have banelings there. And if they do, it would be probe hell. Unless if they're into this type of thing. So, you know what? I won't blame them. To each their own, but I doubt it. I definitely doubt it. Though in the end, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I was thinking that it's probably not the worst way to go in a StarCraft game, but it might be. It's pretty darn close. Getting chopped by a Psyblade also is like one of those things that just seems a little bit, at least in the baneling thing, you just immediately, you're just gone, right? You just vanish. It's like just nothing left anymore. I don't know how quickly the acid actually works, so if that is just to help clean up the map from body parts. Anyway, onwards to a nice topic of conversation. These 2 players, they are both, you know what, making quite a bit of headway here. That's a lot of banelings coming in, but not a lot of probes actually. So he's just gonna go straight for the Nexus here. He might do. Killed off all the Zealots here. And oh my god. Okay, In come the Zerglings though. The Zerglings, oh, this could still be it. These Oracles need to get on top of those Zerglings because they're gonna go there. This Nexus is desperately low. Oh, they're going for the probes instead. They're not being microed. Instead, the Zerglings going over here. Okay, still not doing anything here. There's a Protoss attack coming in as well. Guys, this is too much for me to handle right now. Okay, well that is, looks like it's going to be handled rather nicely. This looks like a big problem area still for Ghosty. Ghosty, is he still doing damage over here though? Doesn't look like it. There's not that much surface area, so it's taking him a long time to get value here as Arrow Fire still marching across, coming closer and closer with a very scary looking army here. He's going to go for the main. If he gets up there, it might be very, very difficult to still deal with for Ghosty. Ooh, doesn't get the Warp Prism there. Very unfortunate. Alright, those Zerglings still nibbling away, but that should be cleaned up by Zealot Warp Instants eventually. This attack though, Brute Lords coming from above. Look at that, hailing death on top of those Immortals and the Archons. They need to get out of dodge though, because those Archons from the War Prism getting underneath, not the nicest way. He has a nice spread though, so he should be able to deal with his army eventually. What is going to be the response from Arrow Fire against these Brood Lords? He's already dealing with it rather nicely, I have to say, but ultimately, just the sheer value that these Brood Lords are getting should definitely either force Arrow Fire backwards or clean up this army here. Arrow Fire, you know, rotating around, backing up, trying to still get a little bit of value wherever he can, forcing those Brood Lords backwards again with a nice storm. Immediately picking it up again with the Warp Prism. And this base definitely in a lot of trouble. It's dead. More Archons being created here. And immediately being wailed away at by those Brood Lords, of course, who are getting lower and lower in HP. Oh, Banelings on top of Immortals. Never truly the greatest way to deal with this. But you know what? The amount of value that these Archons with the Warp Prism are getting is pretty darn ridiculous right now. We need to see maybe a Queen or two getting some transfusions off on those Brood Lords. That would be absolutely amazing. There's a Queen full energy here. That would be nice. Getting... Oh, he gets picked off there. So no healing, or, well, very little healing. Limited healing for those Brood Lords right now. And I think, actually, Heroic Fire should be able to just clean this up right. It's going to be doing even more economic damage, and after this, I just don't see this. Even if this army just instantly dies, if, you know, Ghosty activates the Who's Your Daddy cheat code from Warcraft 3 for a little second here, you should be able to clean this army up. Deactivates it, he's probably still in a bit of trouble. Zergling run by though, of course, a good start overall to try and get some sort of a comeback going, but gonna need to clean up the natural base and the main base here, I'd say. Potentially also kill off some of the production, as that is basically what has happened to him. He does have a lot of money in the bank though. So, is there a way for him to still win? He needs to make so many Overlords now though as well. Jeez Louise. Alright, this is a pretty interesting series right now. The Broodlord's army has grown to a rather ridiculous size. There is 10 Broodlords out on the map right now. Arrowfire, he's kind of out of money here. He still has 65 workers though versus 18. He should be able to just win this. He's got Blink on the way. Big deal here. Is not going to get picked off at any time soon by Ghosty, or at least not in any way that I can see. Ghosty now adding in 2 more bases here, remaking those 2 bases, the 2 expansions, and attempting to keep the Protoss busy, using those Zerglings, trying to just deal a little bit of damage to those economic lines there that are still just happily mining away with a ridiculous amount of probes. Queens coming in again, good transfusions this time around. Yeah, that is just a incredible amount of Zerglings or Broodlings being thrown down immediately now with this amount of Brood Lords. There's 12 Brood Lords now. And we have roaches on the way as well. The roaches not going to be able to do too much, but maybe if you keep the roaches underneath the broodlords, you might be able to either take some damage from them, or at least make it more difficult for the Archons to immediately be dropped on top of the broodlords here. Oh, this is a nice run by. Another reason why I like those roaches, actually. It's going to be able to kind of help out with these run-bys from the War Prism, but at the same time, I mean, he needs his full force to kind of deal with this main army of the Protoss. Army supply is still a little bit close overall, but... this is so rough. This is so rough for Ghosty. Ghosty, this is maybe going to be it. Great micro so far, moving backwards continuously, but... the Storm is pretty darn good. The Broodlords have lost 2 of their brethren. And now they're attempting to get closer to this Protoss army. There we go. Getting a couple of those Broodlings to get on top of the Protoss army here. And now without the War Prism, actually, it's a lot more difficult for these units to get underneath the Broodlords. And you know what? Ghosty still holds on here. And he's doing a counter-aggression as well. He's most likely going to kill off this base here. I would love to see those roaches run away and try to maintain their value there, and they do, so that's a lovely thing. Oh my god, I don't think... Ghosty, he sees this army here, but he doesn't want to try and deal with it right now with the Broodlords. If Ghosty still wins this one, that is going to be one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. And somehow, someway, I mean, he's on 16 workers here, guys, versus 70. Yet somehow, someway, I still feel like he can do this. I still feel like he can do this. Mostly because Arrow Fire hasn't really made all that much against the Broodlords, except for the Blink Stalkers, but the control has been pretty darn on point by Ghosty. Never really getting in a position where the Stalkers can immediately blink underneath him. This might be the moment though. Archons getting rather close. Stalkers coming forward to the line. Look at this micro from Ghosty. Nice transfusions as well. And it looks like he's gonna clean up the anti-air forces once again here. Good bios on the War Prism as well, actually. The War Prism... Oh, the Queen stopped moving. May have been able to take out that War Prism. I'm not completely sure. But that was just a smidge of health. There it goes. Oh, there's another one on the other side, though. So, Warpins are still a thing. Here we go. A big blink underneath once again. Targeting down Broodlords. And you know what? Losing 2 of them. That is quite devastating. He cannot remake those. And Arrowfire can remake as many stocks as he wants to, pretty much. Army supply, look at that. 44 versus 20 now, though. Full Ghosty. Moving on forwards. And you know what? Arrowfire, he's had a much bigger economy, but his bank is just absolutely withered away. Let's take a quick look at the overall trades. The trades not that different, actually. A lot more similar than I thought they would be. How is this game still going? This is absolute madness. And Ghosty, he did recreate another base here. He can try to start droning up here, but probably feels like that would be a death sentence. And I think he might be correct on that one. A stellar show already so far from these 2 players, and I'm already looking forward to the next one, guys. In they come once again. And the army supply for Arok is just dwindling rather quickly here. The Stalkers overcommitting to try and take out a Broodlord. The final Broodlord that still remains. And another base for Arrowfire is actually going to fall here. Probes are on the butcher's table now. Oh, but that the Broodlord needs to stay alive. A very valuable unit right now. That cannot be afforded to be lost. Oh my god, transfusions jumping on top of it, but that is going to be the end of the Broodlords. But is it going to be the end of Ghosty? His army supply is still ridiculously very much in his favor. I have no idea how he is still alive here. But somehow, some way, Arrowfire is still being put back into a corner. He calls GG. Ghosty winning the game here with for like 7 minutes being 16 workers versus 70.
Nuclear missile ready.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Ghosty. What? How did that happen? How did that happen? You don't see that all too often anymore in the top high tier level games, but man, oof, that was some game. Guys, Ghosty, he is a very strong opponent. This could be trouble for Ro8. I mean, Ghosty said that he was losing a lot of MMR recently, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he is or not. Because it looks like he's still pretty much on point. If you can win from situations like those, then you should be able to win in most situations. That was absolutely crazy, guys. Okay, let's go into game number 2 between these two players. And in the bottom right side, we have the red Protoss fighting for Alpha X, the Frenchman. He is Ro8. Ro8. That game was ridiculous. That was not supposed to happen. Jeez Louise. Ro8 in a position where you'd say that he could do most things and still be able to, at least if he just makes something to deal with the Broodlords, he should be able to just kill off his opponent. How did he win this one? Exactly, Cuckoo. I don't know. I have no idea how that happens, but it did. And I mean, wow. That was amazing. Ghosty showing us all that the comeback in StarCraft 2 is definitely a thing. And to be fair, that was one of the most extreme comebacks that I've ever seen ever happen. Which makes me very, very worried here for Ro8. Those Broodlords came out of nowhere and they punched a hole through reality. And somehow, some way, made Ghosty be victorious in that match. That was ridiculous. Definitely feels like Ro8 potentially just made a couple of bad engagements. And every time when he thought he was able to deal with the army of Ghosty, he went in. And he tried to deal with it. But then Ghosty just somehow, some way, managed to get an absolute amazing engagement. And once again beat a big portion of the anti-air army from Ro8. This just kept repeating and repeating and repeating. And it happened enough times, guys, that Ghosty actually still managed to win that game. Maybe if Ro8 decided to sack 1 or 2 bases, just keep making more units, not losing any other units, and just maintaining his, waiting out his time there, maybe then he would have been able to kill off his opponent's army and go for a big counter attack. If Ghosty wouldn't just have GG'd right then and there after losing his army, because he didn't have any economy to fall back upon. So that was amazing. That's like one of those games where it feels like you're watching a Napoleon versus just making a beautiful surround. The Battle of Cannae with like Roman legionaries being completely surrounded by the inferior and lesser in number troops of Hannibal. Wait, was it Hannibal? Wait, no, I'm saying that wrong. I forgot his name. Anyway. What was his name? I forgot his name. What's his name? Oh my god, I can't. The Punic Wars. The Punic Wars between Carthage and Rome. Anyway, that guy. Alright, you guys know who I'm talking about. It's fine. Overlord speed finishing up here, so Ghosty is going to be able to take a gander inside of the base of Ro8. Ro8 Looks like he's not going to be able to do too much. Actually, trying to dupe this Overlord. I mean, this is pretty cute. He really doesn't want to lose this Overlord, apparently. Which makes sense, because he would get supply blocks here. But that means he isn't going to be able to see the Oracle. Nope, that Oracle completely undetected, but Ghosty taking the safe route and just adding on some Spore Crawlers anyway. Okay. 2 more gas being thrown down here by our Rogue Fire. Might indicate a little bit of a 2-base play from him. And in comes Ghosty. He sees that there is a Stargate. The Oracle didn't go in. He did go in. Getting thwarted there by the Queen, and the Spore Crawler didn't actually get a single kill there. Oh well, maybe with his buddy, he might be able to get some stuff done. Might be able to get a couple of kills here. Rogue Fire, just letting them have a little bit of a holiday break there as well. Which is important for the troops, their morale, of course. And the higher the morale, the higher possibility for them to perform well in battle. It's very important. Alright, in come the Adept Shades, looking for an opening. Creating an opening, I suppose, for the Oracles, but the Oracles only getting 3 kills so far. The Adepts now maneuvering inwards. Those Shades gonna force the Zerglings to stay in position here. Actually, the Zerglings are unsure of what they want to do. It's a reasonable position with the Adepts attempting to take out the Spore Crawler here, but the Transfuse is just a very efficient way of dealing with this. Why he actually... Wow, I did not expect that Shade. I did not expect that Shade. It did happen though. And immediate punishment did occur. Now Ghosty is ahead in the work count. He's ahead in army count. He's going to be ahead in upgrades as well. Ghosty just continuously showing dominance in this best of 3 series. Another base being taken as well. Rogue Fire is going to be able to deal with these Zerglings. He did lose his cybernetic score, but smartly already has put down another one. This is going to be too much of a bad thing for him. Oh, it doesn't manage to kill off that Overlord here. Second Overlord now moving into the base again. Wants to see what is happening in his opponent's base. He will be able to see the Templar archives here. So that might make him a little bit suspicious. He does see the 3rd base though. So the 3rd base is a little bit of an indicator that, of course, the Rogue Fire will be going for the later play. But as we can see, there is, of course, the Templar Archives, first of all, and the Twilight Council making charge. To me, this always indicates that there is, again, going to be an aggressive move out with the Zealots, the Charge Slots, and the Archons. I could be wrong, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, he's still making probes anyway, so... 2 Archons now having been morphed. While Prism on the way as well to try and guide them to their objective. Just a couple more drones dying. One of the Oracles does get picked off, but still 2 in the pocket. As Ghosty is adding in Mutalisk actually. That's a lot of Mutalisk, making 11 Mutalisk right now. I think +1 available as well for those Mutalisks. Or well, at least in production here. But there's 3 Spine Crawlers. That's 3 Spine Crawlers. Ghosty might be worried a little bit here of a attack. Rogue Fire did scout out that there's another 4th base here. Probably doesn't want to overcommit the Oracles in that position though. glad that he didn't, because there are those Mutalisk right now in that same vicinity. They would have been able to clean those oracles up rather quickly. Now the oracle's getting another shot at the main base here. Just doing a little tag and then moving them out of there. The Mutalisk though right on top of the probe line, and everything falling apart here now for Arrowfire. Once again, that is a big pylon depowering the Stargate, a gateway, and the Twilight Council. I'm 100% sure if we still needed the Twilight Council. Maybe full blink against these Mutalisk, that wouldn't be too bad. Desperately, Arrowfire trying to get those Archons underneath the Mutalisk, but it doesn't look like things are going to be going his way here. As the Mutalisk now happily just flying on backwards again. Might even get the cancel on this fourth base. Would not want that to have happen. Oh, the Warp Prism might be in trouble here. Warp Prism trying to use those Archons, but it does get picked off. 23 workers did die though in this bout with the Mutalisk. And that is more than you could say for the Oracles. The Oracles been around for a lot longer. A lot of micro has been put into those Oracles, but they were not able to really get that much economic value here. And once again, the Mutalisk coming in. Although, of course, the Mutalisk costing a lot more money as well. But so far, it just looks absolutely devastating for Arrowfire here. He's in dire straits. 132 supply. He's behind on economy. He's behind on, I want to say, upgrades. He's behind on upgrades, I suppose. Not for one specific thing, but still a little bit behind here. Oh, that micro from Ghosty as well. Being rather lovely to see. Moving back and forth with those Mutalisks, making it very hard for those Mutalisks to, or the Phoenixes to correctly kite. Stay out of range of those Mutalisk. In comes the army of Ghosty. Gonna be clearing the rocks at the 5th base location. As Zerglings are hitting the 4th base of Arrowfire. Arrowfire completely out of position. He has to recall units here, it seems. Recalls a single Archon. I like that in a way, but it's not enough. It's not in time, and now, I mean, that Nexus is dead, which means Arrowfire is going to have to make something happen on the other side of the map, but it doesn't look like he just has anywhere near the amount of units that he needs to. And that is going to be it, guys. The army of Arrowfire falls. The economy of Arrowfire behind this has fallen as well. And goes the beast of the German country. Looks like he will be able to take this one once again. Arrowfire doesn't want to give up yet, though, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if Arrowfire manages to win some games sometimes of Ghosty. But overall, I'd say that Ghosty, it just feels like he will be able to gain the upper hand overall if these guys were to play it more times, more often. At least for now, of course. They are still young, and room for improvement is the name of the game for these guys still. Very much so, in fact. More harassment taking place. 2 more probes going down. A lot of zealots here on the left side as well. And the second attack from Arrowfire is looking like it wants to poke in a little bit, see what he can do, what he can get done. Putting some zealots actually into the War Prism here. Usually you do, of course, see those High Templar in the War Prism, making it more difficult for them to get targeted down and maybe come in from a weird angle. That's more so a thing for PvT, where you, of course, have to ghost instead. War Prism doesn't want to stay with the engagement. Is going to rotate around here and force the army of Ghosty out of position. this going to be the moment for Ro8 to strike? It might be. The war person gets taken out. This is an interesting army to actually leave behind to try and take on the the hatchery here. Having 4 High Templars shooting it. I mean, he took out the base, but oof. It definitely felt like Ghosty just kind of let him have that one. Beautiful storms though, really good actually. That's another one, a little bit less good. And yeah, that is not going to be enough here for Ro8 once again. Who once more is just in a boatload of trouble. Ghosty has the supply, he has the bank, he has the economy, and he just has the tech as well. Pretty much most of the advantages that you can have in the game of StarCraft 2, he has right now. And as we know, he doesn't need to have them. As we saw from that previous game, he knows how to win with a significant disadvantage in what felt like multiple categories. But yeah, he's still doing it and he's still making it work. There's a lot of Baneling stuck here actually. And GG is called. Alright. Ro8 taps on out of there. Which means we're going to be having an interview here with Ghosty. Alright. Alright, I'm not sure if Miguel will be with us this time around. Let's just take a look. Let me take a look. Let me head on over here. Ghosty, hello.
Hello.
Well, congratulations, my man. Well done on that beautiful best of 3. And yeah, how did it go for you? What do you say? What do you think?
Quite good, actually, I think.
It did, right? That first game, that was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like crazy.
Did you have any idea that you would still win at that, like, after, I think you were on like 16 workers for quite a while there.
Yeah, 18.
18,
like,
yeah.
I thought, like, I was actually, like, I thought when you had, like, this many stalkers, like, yeah, it's okay, like, I killed him many workers, it's alright, but I actually had so many workers.
Yeah, you were still on like 70 workers for that
Yeah.
entire time. But you just kept taking great engagements, man. Absolutely lovely. Great stuff. All right, and wow, yeah, that was just ridiculous. I'm not really completely prepared here, but Ghosty. So, were you more afraid of Ro8 or were you more afraid of Wannabe Beyond here tonight?
More of Ro8, I think.
Okay. Well, you definitely prove that you are able to beat him. Next time around, actually, who are you gonna be facing? Is that something that we already know here?
I don't know.
Maybe Young. So, who would you rather fight, actually? Young Yakov or Baby Marine? Those are the 2 plays in the semis already.
I think, but I played some games against Young Yakov the last weeks, and like I didn't lost one. Like before like a few months, I had really problems against him, but like last days it gone really well against him. So
Okay.
I'm happy. I would be happy to play against Baby Marine, but Young Yakov wouldn't be a problem. Like I won't say he won't be be hard, but I can beat him definitely too.
Nice. You're feeling comfortable against both players then, basically.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. That's good. So, do you have a stronger matchup as well? Is like CVC your best matchup, or do you think?
No, CVT.
CVT.
Is my best matchup.
Okay.
CVP isn't that bad too, but I do like things like Game 1, like throwing games.
Well, you didn't really throw it. I mean, you still won it in the end.
Yeah, but I was super ahead, and then I was like.
Yeah. So, what way would you say you were ahead? Explain it to me.
Like I was economically ahead, pretty much. Like if you look at like I was 1k or like 1.3k minerals gas income like I had. my army wasn't too bad. Like Roger Bane is pretty good. But I had like my brute lords too late because I forgot about the Greater Spire. I'm doing that pretty often in PvZ at the moment.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of those points where you just kind of panic a little, isn't it? Like, oh no.
Yeah. I built the corruptors and so, oh my god, I have no Greater Spire.
Very recognizable. Very recognizable. All right, man. Well, it looks like you're in a good position here to take another crown of the Junior Cup.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, so from the other two players, Fire and I think it's gonna be Beyond. I'm not completely. No, we're gonna have to lose the bracket, of course, now. Or the lose the match. Wanna be Beyond versus Cuckoo.
Yeah.
And then Fire versus Wanna Be Beyond. Do you have any? Do you hope one of those is gonna advance here, or?
Cuckoo or Fire.
All right. Are those players you know or practice with or talk to?
Like Cuckoo, I know. Like I'm really often in the stream chat, and Fire is just a nice person.
All right.
Like, I think.
All right. Those are good reasons.
And he's really friendly, and I just like him.
Yeah. So did you actually prep a lot as well for this upcoming day?
Not like.
Not extremely.
Not really. Like I was playing normal, and I was giving my best. And like I thought about the games. Like how would he play? What openings he played last tournament when I played him? And
yeah. Did you go back and watch previous games as well, or?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
all
I
right.
I thought about the strategy would be perfect, and it was like the Roach Revenger Bane opening there, and it worked pretty well because he gone for the Zealot Arcane push. So yeah.
So you managed to hold that one off pretty nicely, yeah. All right. That's some good stuff, man.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to like say to the viewers? Maybe you have some people watching or something like that.
I don't know, but I
Rooting
wish
for you.
Everyone a really nice day, like or a night, and yeah, have fun with the next game, and see you the next thingy. I don't know.
The next matches. All right.
Yeah, the next
absolutely
matches.
lovely, man. It's always a pleasure to see you play, and I hope that we get to see you play a lot more in the future as well.
Thank you.
Keep it going, man, and have a good one. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, absolutely lovely. I mean, that goes a absolute great kid, and yeah, like I said, I hope he makes it in somewhat of a career, right? That would be pretty darn cool, having somebody from this tournament up and coming, and then just continuously being quite dominating in the overall seasons. Like, this is the third season that he did manage to get to the playoffs, guys. So he's pretty darn solid. Every single time he performs, and he manages to get himself in a playoff situation. And yeah, like I said, he managed to win one of them, and losing the season 2 versus versus the winner. So a bit of a rough one. Interview is over. Yep. Just, I needed to tell it to Miguel. I didn't have to say that to you guys. Anyway, yeah, man, I cannot be how do you call it, complimentary enough to the to Ghosty. Really great kids. All right. Anyway, let me do a quick shout out here, guys, as well. For example, we do have a Patreon, so if you want to support this tournament in a whole, we would definitely appreciate that. And check us out at the Patreon page. We have the Maturino page as well, so if you want to help out this one in particular, or just, you know, for free, of course, that is a possibility there, because we do have a code available, and then you will be able to kind of hit us up, get us some extra money for the prize pool for this one in particular. And also, of course, we will not be here without our sponsors, and one of them, of course, is GameStop. They are always looking to make life more enjoyable for you in the real life, and on their own website. So one of the ways to do this is by having a deal of the day. This is an online only offer found under the deals tab at GameStop.com. Every 24 hours you can find a new selection of deals on games and other products, as well as options for products under 20 bucks. So don't see something you like, come back the next day, and perhaps it will change your world. Maybe you'll find something nice. Maybe you'll find something that is just for you on another day. So yeah, go check them out, guys. GameStop.com. Thank you very much. Let's jump into this game. In the bottom right side. In the bottom right side, we have a red Terran player. He is a wannabe Bjorn. And he's from Platoon, Team Platoon. And he is from Belarus. On the other side, we have a blue Terran. Oh, sorry. A blue Terran. And he is, well, what was it again? Oh, I need to zoom in here. Cosmos Esports. And I believe it was from Romania. Let me double check that, guys. I don't wanna be a bummer here and not adjust if I don't say something correctly. Yeah, he is from Romania, so Cuckoo. Cosmos Esports. Cosmos Esports, there we go. Two great Terran players. So we're gonna be having some TVT shenaniganery. And it looks like already we have a little bit of a deviation. Cuckoo going for the macro build here and wannabe Beyond. Ooh, my dear lord, what is happening here? Attempting to reconnect. That is not a good sign. Stream is still rolling. Emil. Alright. That's weird. I hope that is the only time that happens. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to maybe have some problems here. It's the first time it did happen. Let's hope that it does not happen again. Huh. That was definitely me. Definitely me somehow. A weird spike there. Anyway. One Reaper for Cuckoo marching across the map. Double Reaper being produced here by wannabe Bjorn. Reaper looking at that SCV, a juicy SCV. Didn't see it actually. So the SCV manages to get away. Starts building up that command center, of course, much later than the one Cuckoo is building here on the other side. Wannabe Bjorn is gonna have to do some pressure here. It's gonna happen with the Hellion and the two Reapers. It's not that big of a force, guys, but if this steamrolls into the favor of wannabe Bjorn, it can definitely be quite extraordinary how quickly things can steamroll out of control here. It's an incredible snowball effect that does take place in those TVT scenarios. It doesn't look like wannabe Bjorn is going to push this scenario too much though. Just kind of casually marching up more units here. Two more Reapers and another Hellion coming in. And that might be the time where he does try to commit to something here, but it looks like there's going to be 4 Hellions to meet this army, so that should be more than enough to really hold back the army here for wannabe Bjorn, WBB, as other people do call him sometimes now. This means that, in fact, WBB is now mining here a little bit sooner than Cuckoo. Cuckoo does have, of course, a little bit more energy, perhaps, build up overall, but yeah, in the end, I mean, what's important is that you manage to get more mining, and there we saw a little bit extra mining happening there for wannabe Bjorn for a short period of time. Immediately afterwards, though, of course, spiking back into the favor of Cuckoo, as he should have more builders, but that's actually not even really the case here. Maybe he stopped worker production there for a moment. Oh my god, with a Cyclone here, things are going to get very dicey for the blue Terran player. I'm not even sure if you want to continuously run from this. Eventually they will catch up, and well, Wannabe Beyond could be we should be able to just rotate around or turn around and go for the mineral line here from Cuckoo. But Cuckoo doing a lovely little bit of a run around the Ro8 and tricking his opponent there to chase him. And that worked lovely. So he's not going to take any economic damage from that. And now he has a siege tank here. It's going to be very, very difficult for WBB to really do anything anymore. Reapers would be great to see them get into that main base, of course. Might still be able to do a little bit of damage there. That siege tank, a bit, you know what, for the natural base in a lovely position. But, of course, a little bit of an edge there where those Reapers might be able to jump past the anti-Reaper squad, I should say. The Ravens are in position now. Oh, my dear lord. Alright, in comes the push. Immediately targeting down the Cyclone. Doesn't want that, locking on and taking out a target with him. So good micro there from Cuckoo. Good opportunity for him to jump on that thing that just appeared. I want to say opportunity again. I was trying to come situation. Sure, let's just call it situation. Oh my, oh my. Okay, there they are. There's the Reapers in the main base, as well as a auto turret from a Raven. I mean, the Reapers, they are gonna have to pretty much consider themselves dead right now. They are not going to get out of this one alive, but managing to do quite a bit of damage here. A lovely little bit of damage. I really enjoy the quick SCV pullback here from Cuckoo. That is very important to do. So there's still a couple of them idling here, though. But overall, wow, that is in fact quite a bit of damage. Says 12 SCV advantage now for Wannabe Beyond. But we have to consider Cuckoo did get himself that third base a little bit quicker, so might be able to mitigate that a little bit here by having a slightly quicker 3 SCV production queue. Okay. In they come. Nice. That's a relatively small blue army compared to the red one there. The siege tanks, I mean, with defender's advantage, might still be able to get something done here. 4 auto turrets being thrown down immediately. And Wannabe Beyond realizing that the army, the entirety of the army, most likely is across the map now, pulling up with 2 medevacts filled up with marines and moving across the map. Attempting to get some damage done there. Is he going to be able to? Let's take a gander. And yeah, there's not too much here. The siege tank out of position coming in now is going to be able to siege up and force those marines away from the third base. And looks like that's actually gonna be it for that aggression. They've been able to get away with a little bit more there if he really wanted to, but decides to be graceful and continue macroing onwards in his own base. And that's all he has to do right now anyway, right? Oh, that is a big boy drop coming in here. 4 medevacs completely filled up. I mean, those are 4 tanks. No, 5 tanks, in fact. 5 tanks. And 8 plus 4. That is 12 marines. 12 marines. 4 tanks. That's a scary army. That equals as scary as nails. I don't think that's the correct use of that pronounced or thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's looking like a double aggressive drop here. Oh, more SCVs not being fully operational here. And in comes the Doom drop. All the 5 tanks are in position now. Want to siege up as quickly as possible, though. There they go. The Ravens disabling 3 of them. That might be enough to give the opportunity here for Cuckoo to clean this up. He needs to get on top of those siege tanks, though. He's not really doing it just yet. Those siege tanks are going to start shooting relatively quick here. And GG is called. More drops as well for, of course, there's other two medevacs coming in later. And Wannabe Beyond taking game number 1 there relatively easily. Not too much of a problem indeed. And yeah, that means we're gonna go into game number 2 with WBB. It's the unmatched point here, as that is what happens in a best of 3, of course. I think Miguel just immediately left the game there. What happened? Let me double check here if there's not anything else rolling along. I don't think so. I think we are absolutely fine on anything else. I do want to make sure, of course. I bit my my cheek the other day, and then in horror I moved everything to the other side, and then I bit my tongue on the other side after panicking because I bit my cheek. I've had that trouble me now for a couple of days, which in my opinion is truly something called a first world problem, as people like to call it. But also, I mean, it's my problem, so it's probably the most important one for me right now. Especially because, you know, I like to talk, which requires my cheek and tongue in top condition. Mint condition. Anyway, here we go. Game number 2. Game number 2, we have in the top left the red Terran. This time it will be turned around, actually, the colors. It is Cuckoo, Cosmos Gaming, and he is from Romania. That was it. Yeah, Romania. In the bottom right side, we have our blue Terran from the Belarus. Blue Belarus, that's easier to remember. Let's hope he just keeps playing as a blue player. Anyway, he is Wannabe Beyond from Team Platoon. What's this? It's a single barracks being created out in no man's land, hidden amongst the shrubbery in the overall place of... Oh my god. No. Okay. No, that's unfortunate. Alright, so that gets scouted. That is unfortunate indeed. Does manage to get the scout on that barracks there. It's not the end of the aggression yet, though, of course. Barracks fully capable of handling itself from that position. The Reapers are just going to be spawning in an awkward position, and if Cuckoo ever gets pressured, those Reapers might not be in the exact location where he wants them to be. But then they can do a lot of counter aggression right from the get-go, and here is the first Reaper now about to hit the main base of Wannabe Beyond here, who has already another Reaper available. He's going to get the first shot here, and that mine didn't manage to get the connection. Would have been able to kind of equalize the overall damage upon damage from either of these players. And yeah, bit unfortunate. Alright, there's the base of the second base of Cuckoo didn't get seen by Wannabe Beyond, so that is a lovely thing to have happen for Cuckoo. But yeah, Wannabe Beyond is just going to be able to put it on the low grounds here. No problem, no sweat. Starports being added on as well. But yeah, Wannabe Beyond just kind of, I'd say, a little bit favored here just because of that slightly favored, I should say. Unless if this Reaper gets picked off as well, and then, oh my dear lord. He is making a Cyclone behind this. He's going to be able to mitigate any type of aggression that these two Reapers and the Hellion will be able to put out. As long as it's gonna be microed correctly, of course. What was I saying? Yeah, Wannabe Beyond a slight advantage here. Cyclone doing its thing. Making sure that the blue Terran units are absolutely annihilated. But, yeah. Slight favor still for Wannabe Beyond. He does have the worker lead. He does have his command center on the low grounds. And, of course, well, I wanted to say he did have a unit advantage, but then he did, of course, walk into the Cyclone there and kind of lost that advantage. So right now, overall trading a lot more efficiently here, apparently, is Cuckoo, because he hasn't lost anything yet. I thought he lost one thing, at least, like a Reaper, didn't he? The Reaper's still alive somewhere. Oh, yeah, then look at that. That's the Reaper. There it goes. Just in time to see it explode. Great things indeed. I need to put this here actually so I can read the chat. There we go. Okay, now we have the two Cyclones roaming around for Cuckoo. Cuckoo might be looking for a opportunity here to strike in at the heart of Wannabe Beyond. He is completely ready though, of course. Siege tank already in position. Cuckoo has made a third base himself rather quickly here. Vikings just looking for any type of potential harassment. Coming through in the shape of those medevacs. It's not gonna come though. Or even a Raven might be able to fly around here. Try to get some auto turrets being used. This is something we are seeing now and again. It is incredibly dangerous, of course, as they are such an incredible sink for gas. What you need, especially in the early parts, for a whole lot of things as Terran. Whether it is upgrades, medevacs, siege tanks, or anything of that like. Vikings, of course, as well. Cyclones, if you want to continue to make a couple of those. And Wannabe Beyond is definitely going to go for the mech play here, considering that he only has Vikings and siege tanks, basically. Setting another factory as well. But that gets scouted though by Cuckoo. Did he see the amount of Vikings there? He may have. He is just going to stick to the bio play though, for now. Oh, Cyclone here managing to get a little bit of a trade, losing one of his own Cyclones though, for the price. And of course, killing of the Cyclone for Wannabe Beyond as well. Now he is coming in. This is a scary push. Let's not beat around the bush here. There's 3 tanks and quite a lot of Vikings. Now the Vikings are going to be the biggest problems makers here. And the siege tanks are going to be able to kind of force a engagement here by sieging up the gas. Oh, that's the wrong button. Sieging up the gas and sieging up the, well, the natural base here. They should be able to, I think, hug up against this wall. Oh, that's a little bit too close actually. Alright, so that is not possible. That's the Liberator now. The Unsiege coming out of Cuckoo, and immediately we see the Vikings land as well, taking the initiative. And that is a horrible position now for Cuckoo, who is attempting to keep himself safe here. Having to repair his main base, and the Raven wants to get a disable on these siege tanks, but those Vikings are just patrolling here. They are in the wrong position though for this Raven. He might be able to sacrifice the Raven's life for a couple of good interference matrices. He's not going for it yet though. Oh, that orbital is going to go down. Didn't get enough repair. And in they come another turret, actually, catching a lot of the siege tank fire. Alright, in we go, the SCVs, everything being pulled here. A lot of them gonna go down. And, I mean, the army definitely died, but Cuckoo doesn't really have anything left to push with now to try and do a counter-attack. The third base for Wannabe Beyond has been made as well. It is on the high ground here, and that is going to put him in an absolutely lovely position to just continue on in this game. He has more economy, and he has more army pretty soon as well, of course, because of that. And the army difference right now is not that significant. Maybe because Cuckoo does have the bio forces, of course. He might be able to get himself into a weird position with his bio, try and do drops, try and get something done that way. I think that is the only way, really, where he can kind of get himself in an equalized setting again for this matchup. Like the Raven coming in, for example, here, but oh, that is unfortunate for him. Wannabe Beyond reading the situation, realizing that that is, in fact, the way for Cuckoo to make a comeback happen, and already preps for it, will not allow Cuckoo to just jump on in there. The sensor tower here, of course, making it very difficult for Cuckoo as well to get himself in a position where he will be able to push in unnoticed. And this window of an opportunity here for Wannabe Beyond looks like it will go away very, very quickly here. As missile turrets are being created there now as well for Medivacs. You know what, even walking in here is going to be absolutely abysmal. Abysmal amounts of damage gonna get taken here by Cuckoo. Doesn't want to show his units in the center tower here, so a little bit of a weird path thing. Now realizing that there are Hellions at its third base. Wait, he's taking a hidden expo as well. That is interesting stuff. Okay, so the Hellions here doing quite a bit of damage. I would like to see that armory. Where is the armory here for our red Terran player? His upgrades are about to finish. Would be quite beneficial to try and take at least that one advantage, but it's gonna be rough. Of course, as always, it already is very rough to trade with bio into siege tanks. And the mech player, oh my god, these Hellions are not gonna see this just yet. Right, he might though very soon. 29 workers here in total. Oh my god. They are so close to spotting it. I'm not sure if it matters though, to be fair. It's going to be rough for Wannabe Beyond to move out anyway. Oh, there we go. Cuckoo finding a slight opportunity here to maybe jump on top of some units as they are in siege, most of them. But it looks like he is just gonna opt to play it safe for now. But oh, there we go, still catching a couple of those SCVs, seeing them move a little bit too far forward. Has to run away though as those Vikings do approach. Oh boy, that is unfortunate. The SCVs getting caught by these Hellions, and that's gonna give Beyond, Wannabe Beyond the idea that there has to be something here, right? I don't think he really made the connection just yet. Alright. Now, of course, whoever wins this best of 3 is still gonna have to go through arrow fire. He is just waiting right now to see who will be victorious here. And then that will be the decider match. Seeing who will move on in the semis, or towards the semis, I should say. Big Stim. Wait, he does. Oh my god, he doesn't have concussive shell yet. I don't think he wants to get it anymore anyway at this point, as he is making the fusion core. He's transitioning into a air army for the Terran here. Of course, might just be for the Liberator range, might just be for battle cruisers. Battle cruisers are a great answer against this. type of meching player. Of course, you could also attempt to go for the nukes, which in turn as well is a great way to deal with somebody that is just trying to be very, very defensive and setting up a lot of defensive structures. Siege tanks, most of these things, Vikings and all this stuff, right? Just getting a couple of nukes and being able to shoot them off at the same time at multiple targets is definitely very, very effective at dealing with your static defense opponent. Either just forcing him to unsiege or just forcing him to move away from a certain location might provide your bio and infantry units to give a opportunity to jump in there. Oh, scanning ahead, seeing a lot of siege tanks there, but still managing to get a little bit of damage done. Wants to get that SCV, but a little bit too much effort is required for that one. Too many lives will be lost if he does try to jump on top of that. Now, Cuckoo, he's expanding like crazy. That's a good thing here, right? He's getting himself a whole lot of bases. He's back up on an okay amount of workers. There's still a clear difference, though. And he's managing to keep these Hellion run-bys, their overall damage to a minimum. So, you know what? I wouldn't call Cuckoo out of this one just yet. Especially because I am more so inclined to hope that the Terran wins that is doing the bio play. I just like to see the bio play a little bit more so rather than anything else. Coming in again, managing to force a lift up here. Those Marines might still be able to get on top of that command center. The command center quite happily moving forwards again, but yeah, that's a bit of an overextension and getting picked off because of it. So very, very nice maneuver there, but wanna be beyond being prepared, having more than enough command centers to fly over there again. Upgrade wise, let's take a look at the upgrades. +2 is done now for Cuckoo. It's been done for a while, I believe. Now that 3-3 not yet in sight. We'd like to have that happen as +3 attack for those siege tank is about to finish up here. And that's gonna wreak havoc upon his opponents. His bio forces, of course. The Liberated Viking Wars. Let's take a look at the overall numbers. It's still 28 Vikings here. Over Wannabe Beyond versus only 17 from Cuckoo. Cuckoo definitely has to keep up that Viking production. And right now he's making Liberators and he's max supply. So that's going to be a rough one. And maybe, of course, with the added in Marines as well, he might be able to get rid of a couple of those Vikings, but oh, those siege tank numbers are so scary. Wait, what? Oh my dear lord, this is definitely a strange one. A little bit of a lucky break, in fact, I should say. Wannabe Beyond moving his siege tank line, his defensive siege tank line away as the army of Cuckoo was coming in here. And just in the nick of time as well. Otherwise he would have had an enormous siege somewhere on top of his other bases. This is a nice siege top location, denying quite a bit of mining here, but two Blue Flame Hellions turning into Hellbats all of a sudden. Those are going to roast all of those SCVs if nothing is done about them. Alright, so those Liberators are being used effectively, but yeah, there's still 8 workers again, also gonna get gunned down. Now the Viking Wars here gonna get lured out by Cuckoo again. Cuckoo, he feels like he has it. Alright, here we go. The Vikings on the Vikings. 2 Viking flowers. Which one is the prettiest? Yeah, Cuckoo realizes that he doesn't have the numbers here. And has to pull back. Now, +3, finally getting booted up here for Cuckoo as well. Might be able to get his Bioforces run in here. But I think he's just waiting for a potential run by there. coming through. That's a lot of siege tanks. Only 2 siege tanks remaining here. Actually, well, there's more behind there. There's one behind there. And, of course, the Liberators and the Vikings kind of forcing that away here. But these siege tanks marching across. That's not a whole lot to deal with them here. But the Vikings aren't here either. So the Liberators just gonna have free range here. Alright, the orbital does get gunned down, though. In come the bioforces from the Medivacs. Those are going to be more than enough to clean up all those siege tanks. Was that worth it? Was that a worth trade? I'm not completely convinced. I'm not going to lie. That felt like a bit of a weird one to me. Not having any air support there to really help out that siege tank push. Okay, now, Cuckoo is still trying to find moments and situations where he can force this bio army into a nice cleaving attack, slicing apart one of these forces here. And you know what? This is definitely working now. He's gonna gun down another base here, retaliating a lost base for another lost base for his opponents. He killed off quite a couple of those Vikings as well. This Liberator, that is quite ridiculously funny. I mean, it's like, alright, I got this, guys, don't worry. I won't be mining here anymore. And there's still SCVs going there, actually, so that it's still nice value. Oh my dear lord. Bit of a bad pathing there from Cuckoo. Losing a big chunk of units. Cuckoo is, you know what, he's still in an okay position. He just doesn't really have as much supply, though. The bank full wannabe Pion as well. Pretty absolutely ridiculous. And he's going to retake this base again. Already having orbitals, of course, all around to try and retake bases with. Should be absolutely fine. Finally, aliens coming in on this, well, previously hidden base. And finding quite a bit of damage there. Planetary Fortress should be able to clean them up eventually, but how many drone or SCVs will be lost before that actually happens? 16. It's gonna be more. It's not gonna be more. Alright. How many orbital commands do we have for Cuckoo here? It's only 3. Only 3 orbital commands. That feels to me like at this time period, it's just not that many right now. I mean, losing this amount of work is troublesome if you do not have that many orbitals. If he had more orbitals, it wouldn't be that much of a problem, especially because, of course, he's playing with the bioforces. He needs a lot of minerals. He doesn't need the gas as much as wannabe Bjorn. So he needs to have a more healthy mineral economy, which he definitely doesn't have right now. Well, I guess over here we see a different story, though, to be fair, but yeah, that is not a good trade here for Cuckoo, and Cuckoo has to tap out actually. Finally, wannabe Bjorn moving all his forces across the map together, and Cuckoo taking the fight, and it turned out to be not the greatest of fights there for him. Wannabe Bjorn taking the series here and moving on through to the decider match. He's going to be playing against Ro8. Ro8 and wannabe Bjorn going to do their vetoes now, guys, so let's give them a moment. And as we're waiting for that moment, of course, to pass, let me remind you that there is a Patreon page, first of all. Patreon page is the AX Junior Championships. You can see it right there, over there, in the somewhere in the bottom side of the screen. So yeah, go check that out. If you want to support the tournament just a little bit without actually spending money, you can do so by using the Matcherino code. Of course, the Matcherino code, a very handy tool for anyone to try and get some extra dough into the esports scene, especially if you want to support these younger players. Try and get them even more excited about StarCraft 2. Which I know that we all want to have happen. We want this younger generation to be just like us, play the same games as us, and just be us, but younger, alright? Just stay like us, the same. Just play StarCraft 2, and maybe some other games now and again if you really want to, but always come back to the RTS. Anyway, that's my spiel about that one. Anyway. Yeah, so the Match Arena is the thing, Patreon is the thing. But, of course, another thing that is quite important here. I think I heard something, but, Anyway, another thing that is quite important here is, of course, the sponsors. Without sponsors, we wouldn't be here. And one of our sponsors is 24-Hour Fitness. 24-Hour Fitness. Do you find yourself frequently not going to the gym because motivation doesn't really hit you until late at night? Well, 24-Hour Fitness, as the name implies, are open 24 hours a day. So that kind of solves that entire situation for you. You can just go whenever you want. And it's 7 days a week as well to add to that. So, anytime a day you want, and 7 days a week. So, pretty much at any time, whenever you feel like. So, access to all locations is included as well if you want to, or you can have access to a single location. And that's for, I believe, 436 locations nationwide. So, there's even more if you count the other ones around the world as well. But anyway, yeah. They have a free fit plan, studio classes, pools, cardio equipments, and they are all included with your membership. So go check them out, guys. It's time to get nice and swole. Get a little bit of extra muscle on your bones, and that's just gonna make everything better overall for you. All right, now into the game we go. The final match for today, guys. In the bottom left side, we have a red Terran player. We've introduced him a couple of times, but yeah, I mean, we had to give a free win there to Ghosty. But to be fair, I mean, Ghosty is an incredibly talented player. I'm not sure if he would have beaten him anyway, but yeah, he came into this position. And he's making it work. He's still doing it pretty darn good. He's from Belarus. He's wannabe Bjorn from Team Platoon. In the top right side, we have the blue Protoss from Team Alpha X. And France as a countryman. He is the Arrowed Fire. Alright. Alright. Let's see what happens with this one, guys. Both players are doing the standard dance of TVP for now. Let me actually grab this one back up here. The standard TVP for now, or PVT, should I say, for all you P lovers. I did not mean to make it sound like you like the actual P, it's just the Protoss, of course. I apologize if you do feel offended for that one. Anyway, I apologize. Unintentionally insulting a third of the entire player base. Wait, no, actually Protoss is a little bit less than a third, isn't it? Terran and Zerg just slightly more popular. Then again, I've met people that are incredibly more so inclined to enjoy the Protoss race. They are fervent about the superiority of the Protoss. Anyway, I'm still waiting for something into... Ooh, a Twilight Council. There we go. That's interesting. Twilight Council on the way. And, in fact, you know, this is also pretty interesting already. 2 more barracks being added here. Now, the barracks are going to be pretty strong against the Twilight Council, as it doesn't have that much AoE damage, right? So, a big attack can hit quite early on, with a lot of bioforces where the Protoss is just not completely prepared for it. The Protoss definitely can defend against all sorts of shenanigans through the air rather than easily, but 3 barracks definitely can provide quite a bit of trouble here. Now the Reaper is going to be moving across here. Might be able to get another probe kill here. After already one going down in the main base, of course, as the scouting probe got killed off. Alright, there he goes. He does give up his life for it though, but he does in turn also see the Twilight Council. So he also saw the whatchamacallit, the Stalker. Might be a little bit of an indication that it is going to be that blink play here. So should already feel pretty nice about information wise where he is at in this game. Just have a good inclination of what is going on. 2 more gateways and a robo being added. Rockfire is still a little bit more in the dark here, of course. Oh, yeah, alright, still gets that block off. So we have a little bit of a stare down between the Adept and the Marines here. The single Adept is bullying those Marines, making life rather difficult. More Stalkers getting created. The robotics facility as well being added on Rockfire. I mean, he still sees this amount of Marines, so he should be aware that something crazy is probably coming his way. Okay. And he comes again, sees this entirety of the army. It's gonna be the go sign here for Wannabe Beyond. Rockfire has slowly kept tabs upon the growing army of Wannabe Beyond here. And now he wants to try and take away as much as he can from this army by making use of those blink stocks. Forcing a stim here as well already is pretty big. Even though it's just a small portion of those units that did get stimmed there. So Wannabe Beyond being nice and careful with those types of micro moves. Sentries being warped in as well. A little bit of a desperation move here. Perhaps Rockfire needs to buy more time with those force fields. Isn't on the ramp though, and those force fields aren't going to be able to do too much. And I mean, oh, that's a rough one. At least if you're a Protoss. Looks like that third base is not going to be living for very much longer. The entirety of the Bioforce is very, very low though, so a couple more stocks should be able to clean this up rather nicely. Stim is not even going to be a thing anymore here. You know what? That Nexus, it's going to live. It's going to live, guys. Holy moly. Alright, let's take a look at the overall trading going on in that situation. Definitely in favor for Wannabe Beyond, but of course he doesn't have that third base on location yet. I mean, it is being produced into an orbital, so I guess the biggest delay that really occurred there was in fact the starport with the medevacs, of course. So any type of follow-up attack, it's gonna take a little bit longer to really arrive here, rather than a attack would happen with the Widow Lines or something like the Hellion drops, right? If you open up with those, it's a little bit easier to then afterwards have a force ready to try and strike with. Just a couple more medevacs, perhaps, maybe a couple of the AoE damaging units such as siege tanks or more Widow Mines even. And then you're going to be able to start pushing across the map there. There he is. Interesting. Interesting little Stalker suicide there. The Nexus is starting to regen health. And the Bioforces are starting to reposition themselves into that same location as Stalkers, though, making life difficult for the reinforcing units and also for the SCVs that have left here in this situation. Now, a couple of them have been pulled. Oh, a recall actually having to take place. Where are they? There they are. Alright, there's the Stalkers again. More sentries being warped in. A lot of Zealots this time around. In we go. We have Zealot charge as well. A big stim immediately taking place. The Marine Marauder forces realizing the amount of zealots that are here and trying to position themselves in between the mineral fields and the Nexus. Doing so very nicely. Killing off that Nexus first of all. Now gunning for the production line. There we go. That's a massive Arctosis pylon. Everything is depowered. Alright. Oh my god. The Blink Stalkers though. Getting underneath the medevac. A full medevac going down. And that is going to write the end of the aggression here for Wannabe Beyond. Wannabe Beyond definitely hitting Aeroc Fire where it hurts. So delaying quite a lot of production here and killing off an expansion. But did he sacrifice too many army units to do so? He did not kill off that much of Aeroc Fire's army. Is it going to matter though? Is it going to matter though? There are the Widow Mines available here. Great Widow Mine connections, I'd say, are absolutely necessary here. They are detrimental for the survival of Wannabe Beyond. Are they going to hit as they need to? They need to be burrowed. First of all, the Zealots are just running the opposite way. They are not even going anywhere near those Widow Mines. Okay, there we go. There's the Widow Mines now being burrowed. The connections are, they are pretty darn massive. And I think the Bioforce should be able to clean up the rest here. But there is a Warp Prism warping in more Zealots. Oh wait, there's more Zealots over there, guys. I'm not so sure anymore. Oh, could we get another great connection? That's a pretty darn decent one. Is it enough in total though? Still, the question remains. Oh, the Stalkers and the Immortal here. A little bit AFK for a short period of time. The Warp Prism needs to pick up that Immortal. The Immortal gonna go down as well. Is it still, though, anywhere near enough for the Terran player? Apparently he has come back with that drop as well, killing off 8 more probes here. But perhaps he would have needed those units back at home, as right now he is being overwhelmed ever so slowly. Yeah, he might have just barely held on here. Another Zealot in the natural, or the mineral line there of the third. Natural base up in the sky, trying to get some breathing room there for himself. More units battling here. That's a lot of SCVs now getting killed off here. Finally, real economic damage has been dealt by Aeroc Fire. As his forces, you know what, they might not be enough to kill off the Terran forces anymore right now, but they've definitely dealt the damage that they needed to do. Wannabe Beyond in a little bit of a difficult situation now. And so is Aeroc Fire, I'd say. Is he still going to attempt to push forwards here? I don't know if that's the right choice. The Zealots coming in, big charges. Alright, another... Well, this is rough. This is a rough one. It's 60 workers versus 20. Now, I don't want to sound pessimistic here, but I mean, we did see another game between Aeroc Fire and somebody else where there was about 70 workers versus 20, and in the end it did not turn out all that great. Now, to be fair, there was a very big, massive, scary army there for his opponents, with something that he didn't really have the right tools to deal with just yet. Which might not be the case, which might not be the complete case, although there are a couple of ghosts on the way here that are, you know what, probably going to be very, very efficient in dealing with whatever Aeroc Fire has right now. He's even adding in the Templar Archives at this time. Did he see the Ghost Academy actually? I'm kind of... No, he didn't. Okay, so it's back here, completely unaware of what is happening with that tech tree of his opponents, unfortunately. Building the unit that gets countered by the units now in production by Wannabe Beyond. Alright, Wannabe Beyond again having the army supply lead. Can he pull it off this time around and retaliate, get another punch in on his opponent and equalize this series once again, or maybe even put himself ahead ever so slightly? Massive EMP taking place. First of all, the Ghost as well managing to stay alive. Marauders, Marines attempting their best to get in a good position here. The sentries a little bit out of position. They are not going to be able to get the best force fields they've ever had here. Oh, I love the Zealot coming in from behind, setting off a Widow Mine here, potentially on top of the Bioforces, but the Bioforces, they are just too plentiful. No anything in the form of AoE damage here. And again, it looks like we just have a army steamrolling over the other opponent's army, and there it is, finally, a GG being thrown out of there, and Wannabe Beyond taking game number 1. Man, all right. That is a rough one for Arugfire. This is the second time now where he managed to get a well, 3 times as many work accounts as his opponents, and then victory still managed to get just slipped through his fingers, just barely. Not managing to finish that one off, and yeah, EMPs hit. The Bioforces were still barely plentiful enough, and that was definitely a rough one for him. Anyway, let's see what we have right now. Ephemeron will be the next one. Can Arugfire get himself another, or at least a victory on the board here against his opponents? Or maybe even potentially make the comeback happen. I mean, that was a very, very big back and forth, right? It could have gone either way. A couple of times there, it felt like. Here we go. Let's see what happens, guys. There's only one way to figure it out. We have, from Team Platoon, the player from Belarus. He is the red Terran player. He is Wannabe Beyond. No longer playing the blue color, the blue Belarusian. But his opponent this time in the blue. He has the Protoss pieces on the board. He has the Alpha X logo right there, because he is, of course, from Alpha X. And he's also from France. He is Arugfire. Arugfire. Trying to say it in a French way. I'm not sure if he would appreciate that, but you know what? I'm sure somebody did. Alright, moving past those rocks here, creating a Pac-Man figurine, of course, as we all know. A little bit of a Pac-Man from vision range. The circle gets a little bit of a triangle cut out there. Creating the Pac-Man vision. A famous term coined by, of course, very, very famous broadcasters, much more capable of doing things than I am. Okay. Okay. It looks like things are just gonna be standard once again from these two players. Nothing too crazy happening once more. Oh, this could be a slight delay here, actually, on the command center. And a little bit nice, a nice play there. It's not too massive. But in the end, I mean, Arugfire not messing up on his macro back at home. And didn't really have anything else to do anyway at that time period. So, might as well give that a go. Lovely stuff. Ooh, that little probe. That's an interesting little hidey hole. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that one before. Being utilized like that. Oh, this is unfortunate. Alright, so that probe did try to come in here to still kill off the SCV. Or at least confirm the scouting. But looks like Wannabe Beyond, instead of going for a reactor immediately, he made a Marine beforehand. Which is something, in fact, that does get done a lot by the Terrans when they are playing against Zerg, but seeing this being done against the Protoss as well, maybe it's something that he did see Arugfire actually do a whole lot, right? Because I do believe that is something I do see a lot from him. He likes to hide that probe, and then after the timing that he knows the Reaper leaves, he sends the probe in again, and he tries to force a little bit of a conundrum with the opposing Terran player. Like, do you send your Reaper backwards? Do you keep him going? Do you try to micro him to in front here, trying to send more SCVs from the main base into the natural to help it out with, right? Suddenly there's a little bit of a thing there which they have to deal with. But yeah, Arugfire getting thwarted that time around. And as well as this time, we are seeing one of Beyond going for the siege tank play. Might be a little bit of a two-base aggression coming out here. Personally, I can see it going both ways though, of course. With the siege tank being defensive or aggressive. Is he going to bring a couple of SCVs with him as well? He might do. I think this is around the time where you would push out normally. If you were planning to move out with this force. It's a pretty tough force to deal with. But, oh yeah, alright. So there is the medevac now. And there we go. Okay, so 4 SCVs coming along as well. Alright. Might be able to get some damage on his opponents. Arrow fire. Only having 4 stalkers so far. He does have blink though. He's gonna have blink at least when the fight will be hitting here. Ooh, those SCVs already kind of being targeted down. There we go. 2 of them already picked off. More Marines as well now being targeted as well. The siege tank in trouble too. And Arrow fire looks like he is pretty well solid against this for now. Ooh, blinking forward right on top of that siege tank. Very aggressive, especially for a second siege tank now coming in as well at the same time. Let's take a look at this range. Does not want to move those stocks into the range of that siege tank. He does though. Oh, okay, maybe he does. Needs to take it out. He feels a little bit desperate here. And the micro machine wannabe gun making sure that the siege tank still survives here. But is it gonna be like that for a lot longer though? One stalker getting picked off and in come the probes. A little bit of a desperation move. Another siege tank does make his way across the map here. So many workers are gonna get picked off though. 10 workers already down. The bunker absolutely demolishing those probes as well here, of course. The Immortal helping out against those Marines, but the siege tank in the back still managing to get quite a bit of significant damage here. Would love to see that siege tank trying to focus down the pylon as much as possible. Or, you know what, just killing off the Robo might as well do that as well. Thought that Robo still was helping a little bit, keeping things clear for that siege tank here. The Immortal, oh my dear lord. He's barely staying alive. Nope, never mind. Okay. Army supply wise, you know what? I think this might be it, guys. I think we may have our second winner. Wanna be Beyond. He may very well have done it here, but more blink stocks come in. Hold that thought. Yeah, that's it. That is going to be it. Look at that repair on the Viking. Impossible for the probes to take that one down. The Viking, I believe it does 2-shot probes, right? Either 2 or 3 shots it. It's still it's incredibly effective against probes. Surprisingly so. Stalkers attempting a little bit of a desperation hold here with the Blink Micro, but I mean there's just too much more stuff coming across the map here as well still. Oh, a bit of a misclick here. I think he wanted to hit the Viking. I mean, Arrow Fire, you gotta hand it to him. His micro is pretty well on point here. And blinking has been pretty darn good, but it looks like it's just not going to be enough here. More stalkers being created. Right, I forgot. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Here is the ambulance coming along for Arrow Fire. I forgot that was the thing. I always do. Oof, another great shot with that siege tank. Wait, what are the stalkers doing? Trying to get that Viking, the scan coming along as well. Losing like 3 or 4 more stalkers for a single Viking. Look at this incredible, incredible trade efficiency here from our Terran player. The bunkers, the siege tanks, all of that being very, very strong. A third base as well for Wannabe Beyond now available. Arrowfire obviously doesn't want to give up just yet. He wants to try and hold on, try to make something out of this match still. But he is grasping at straws. This is a horrible position for him, which in no sense of the word is anywhere near easy to fix. Rogue Fire might be going down in the decider match here. After being able to take on, I believe it was Cuckoo. Alright, and there it is. He does clean it up. He does clean it up. I mean, you take a look at the supplies, and you take a look at the second attack now coming in as well. That is just absolutely horrible. That is, oh, that is gruesome. There is so many more workers going down here. Oh my god, the Mana Mule. And GG is called. There we go, that's the end. Wannabe Bjorn taking a place in the next week's playoffs. Congratulations to him. Taking another victory there on the board. So that is going to be our, well, semi-finalists now decided, guys, for the third season of the Junior Ship Champions. The Junior Ship Champ, I think. I don't think that's the way you say it. Anyway. Anyway, let's try and see whether Wannabe Beyond is available for a interview. Would love to have a little talkie with him, of course. As we usually do. As we usually do. We'll try to avoid any... it would be very stupid. Just telling him that I like stupid. Alright. Let's see if he's up for it in the first place, of course. We cannot force him. We would appreciate it, but... ah well, he is ashamed of his English. Alright. Alright, I'll leave it up to Miguel. I think Miguel's gonna let him get away with this one. I mean, it makes sense. It's just a kid, guys. We can't force him to do things. Tense. We do not know exactly. Okay, let's try. He's up for it. All right, guys. All right. Should be coming in here any moment in time. If you have questions, make sure to put them in the chat right now. And we'll ask them, of course, to Wannabe Beyond. Hello! Congratulations!
Thank you.
You did remarkably well there in those last couple of games, specifically. Still fresh on my mind, of course. How did you feel about today's games?
I very happy because I go into playoff.
Did you reach playoffs before as well, in season 1 or 2? I think you might have, right?
Repeat, please.
Sorry?
Repeat, please.
Oh, did you make the playoffs in season 1 or 2 as well?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is the
Uh,
first time. That's really
yeah,
cool. That's really cool. What do you think about your chances? Do you think you can win or
I think 0.
0? Oh man. Oh well, you had
Yakov
some
very
great
strong
games now.
player.
Sorry, what I kind of talked over
Yakov
you there.
very strong player.
All right, all right. Yeah.
He is so good.
He is very good, isn't he? Well, I mean, you managed to beat him today, so there you go. Shows that you got
Uh,
quite some skill too.
I was worried versus Arcfire.
Mhm.
He 5-8 km. I'm only 5-4,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I can beat him.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely showed that one here. I mean, you did 2-0 him as well. That's pretty impressive.
Mm, first game, it's not all-in.
Well,
It,
yeah.
yeah, it's semi all-in.
What do you think went wrong for him in the first game then?
Uh, my drop kill on his 3 base,
Mhm.
many procs, and he give me kill his third base. I think it's very big wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then before that, do you think it was a big deal that you killed off a lot of his army as well with the initial attack?
I wanna leave when he kill all my cities on natural,
Mhm.
uh, but I try go to attack
Mhm.
and I kill.
And you kill him? Yeah. It's kind of weird. It was the second time this happened to Fire today. He might be a little bit nervous, perhaps, in the
Uh,
tournament. Did you feel any nerves playing in the tournaments or
mm, so research.
a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. All right. Did you prepare a lot for today or?
I can play only on.
See,
I can play only on weekends and
really?
Tuesday. In yeah, I no. I think I prepare.
You did definitely prepare. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, but mostly on the weekends
Mm,
or only on the weekends.
yeah.
Okay. It's quite impressive, man, that you get to this level with not playing all that much. I very much appreciate it.
Uh,
What? You do play a lot
I
more?
play. I played very so much on holidays.
Hmm. Whenever you have free time, free day.
Mm, yeah, but on holidays I play so much. I have in the season 1,500 games.
Not bad, not bad.
Yes.
It's a lot more than I have. Well,
Yeah.
all right. I'm just gonna ask you one last simple question. Do you have anything else you kind of want to say right now to maybe people watching, or
Mm, I don't know
you
what
don't
I
know?
can
All right,
say.
that's fine too.
Yeah.
You can do it in French as well if you want to.
Mm, no.
No, all right, that's fair enough. A man of few words. And anyway, thank you very much for joining me for a little talk here with the interview. And yeah, congratulations again, man. Going to
Thank
the
you so
playoffs.
much. I'm so happy.
Wannabe Beyond. Yeah, you did it, man. All right. Talk to you later, and thank you again.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right, lovely to hear from him as well. Great stuff there. All right, guys. That is going to be it for me today. We've had quite a couple of great games, and we've had some weird ones as well, I'd say, but definitely always fun to cast those too. I hope you had some fun today. I definitely did. I'm gonna go and have myself some food and talk to you guys later again. All right? Cool. See you next week for the playoffs, guys. And tomorrow on my own channel, we will have the OSC Master Cup. So that could be coming up as well. It's going to be over here on Really Cozen. So if you want to see that, more of my casting, go check me out. I'm also on Twitter. And yeah, thank you to Miguel, of course. Special thanks to him for hosting all this stuff and organizing all this stuff. I very much appreciate it, and he's doing a great job. And yeah, all right. I don't have much else to say. I guess let's talk about Patreon. Patreon is still a thing, so support us, please. Maturino is still a thing as well. And yeah, that is going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we will be we'll be back next week with more junior championships. All right. Bye-bye.